Hello, we are going to train our robo for a platformer. Now, what does it mean by training? If you're going to go participate in, say, a sports day competition where they're going to have an obstacle race, you need to be trained for it. So, similarly, we are going to train our robo. Now, for a platformer, one important motion is that it should be able to move forward and backward. So these are the basic motions which we are going to be working with. See, when we are taking it high up, it needs to come down, and it's because of what? The same reason why we are on Earth and not flying around. Yes, gravity. So we have to make sure that whenever it flies up, it does come down till it lands on the ground, which is called the platform. We are going to look into the basics of any platformer. Let us start with the code. So we have established the initial position for the robo. All the motion code block is going to happen inside the forever loop, and we are going to be using the if blocks for sensing which event is going to be used by the player. So we'll be using right arrow and left arrow to move it to move it horizontal. So if right arrow is pressed, basically what we want to do, we want to change the X. So let's change the X by 1. Now, if we fix it and we do it, what will happen? And let's look at this, because it's kind of important to understand why is the code a little complex for the motion, just for the simple movement. See, it is moving right and left. It was too slow. So if we want to give it a certain sense of smoothness in its motion, then we want to be able to change its speed. Now, to be able to change its speed, now we need a variable. This may not be the most comfortable and favorite thing for you, but let's try to look at it. So we are going to create a variable for this sprite only and we'll call it X speed. And initially, in this initial setup code block, we will set this speed to 0. And here we will change the speed by 1. And we will change X by the speed. So if the speed is 1, it will change by 1, by 2, by 3. So this way it will keep speeding up. Now the next thing we want to do, we want Hanu to wrap around. So if it hits this wall, wrap around here. If it hits this wall, wrap around here. And also maybe change the direction, because we do, it will look definitely nicer. So we will give it direction. So we have already set it to say rotation style is left and right. So if we use the motion block point and direction, now if we want to move it left, because we have already set the direction by minus 90, this is going to be plus. You would notice that there is a certain, what is the word? There's a certain cokiness in the movement. So we will see how to fix that in a bit. So first let's make it wrap around. So here we're seeing if it is X position, if it is going more than this 240, we want it to start from here again. So now we will use an operator to check this. So if it is greater than, so we need a lot of if conditions. I can just keep a if block here and keep duplicating that. What do we want to check? We want to check the X position, which is in motion. Under the motion block, there are 3 variables. So we use this if X position is greater than 240, is it 225? If it is greater than 225, then we will say change, or rather we can use the set here. So we will set it to this position minus 224, and we will do the same thing. And here now we will have to use less than operator. It is less than minus 224. Then we will set it to. So now that we want it to get blocked by this platform, we are going to use the sensing code. So I've taken this sensing code in this if else block, and we are plugging it here. So if it is touching the platform, ground, which is the name of our sprite, what we wanted to do, we wanted to come to a halt. So if we wanted to come to a halt, basically what we're doing, we're setting the speed to 0. We're setting the speed to 0, and second thing we are doing, we are changing the X position so that it just kind of pauses there. So we are setting it by multiplying by minus 1. And if it is not touching the platform, we want the speed to be controlled a little bit. So what we are going to do is we are going to set the X speed and we are going to slow it down slowly. And how will we do that? We're using a little math. So we are multiplying the speed by 0.8 so that it starts to slow down gradually. So the two issues which we have, we are going to fix them using this set of code. The two issues which we are trying to now look at, that is, robots should not go across these obstacles but kind of stop there. So how do we detect that there is a block there? We use the sensing code. So we are going to, here we use the touching code that's from the sensing touching code, and we select what is it touching? Platform ground. That is the name of our sprite. And what we want to do when it touches, we want the speed, the X speed to become 0 so that it halts. The second thing is it's just moving so fast, so we want to slow it down. So we will do a little math. That is, we'll reduce the speed gradually by multiplying it with a number which is less than 1. This is where you can do a little bit, trial and error to see what kind of speed. So here we are setting the speed to the speed multiplied by 0.8. So it's going to slow down. And here we are setting the speed to 0. And also, so while we're changing the speed to 0, it's still going to keep going. So we have to change the X position by how? By X speed multiplied by -1. So this way we are making sure it pauses. So we have covered all the horizontal moves for our robo. Now let's look at the jumping code. Now for the jumping code, there are two aspects. One, it has to jump up, and the second, with gravity, it has to fall down. So for the jumping code, let's duplicate this code, but instead of all X, now it's going to be about Y. So what we are now doing is, if up arrow is pressed, now we want the Y variable. We want to work with the Y variable, and we want to work with the speed which is going up. Let's use a variable so it's very clear to us. So in the key up arrow pressed, what we want to do, we want to change the jump speed, and we want to be able to change the Y position, and we'll change it by jump speed. Now with gravity, we want it to come down. Now, how do we know gravity? How do we know that it's not touching? I'm sure by now you would understand that code. So we're going to take this touching code again, but remove all this excess code so that we don't get confused. So we're going to set, if it is touching the platform, then we allow it to jump. Otherwise, we bring it down. So we bring it down means we want to change the jump speed by -1. And for both these operations, so this if up arrow can come inside, because we want it to go up only if it is touching the platform ground. Otherwise, we don't really want it to keep flying up. And this change jump speeds and this change Y. So this change, so what we can do is we can change the values inside, and we can change Y outside this, because it has to happen. It is just that whether it is going up or down. So it's going really high up and it's really coming down. So we want to be able to control some of this. So remember, like for X, we controlled that if it is touching the edge, what it should do. So similarly, for the jump also, we are going to control. So now what we are going to do is, see, it is not jumping high enough. So if the up arrow is being pressed, let's jump the speed by 10. Now we see it is falling over. So let us work at this code. While it is changing Y by jump speed, let's see what should it do when it touches the platform. So to temper it, we are going to change Y by jump speed -1. And like we did for X, similarly, we will set the jump speed to 0, because we don't want it to keep going under the platform. If key up arrow is pressed, in that case, we want to make it go up. And if it is not touching the platform ground, then we want it to start falling down. So we have the -1. So what do you think? Is Robo ready to participate in a platformer with the basic functions? Now, one next element you would want to try is, for instance, if we wanted to even jump higher up and take care of the tall blocks, then we wanted to keep going up a little more, but we don't want it to go up all the way and touch the ceiling. So that's where we introduce another variable to take care of the ceiling. So we can take a variable which is called, which kind of dictates how many times you go up. So if you use a variable, number of jumps, and you set the number of jumps initially to 0, and every time it jumps up, you change it by 1, and you want to allow it to keep jumping maybe 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. So you can decide that and control. So with this, look forward to many interesting platformers